Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video here on my YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to stay excited for solo cash cups and the specific reasons for why it's actually so important to do so. We all have a negative bias towards solo cash cups, believe it or not. We just do. That's just because of the fact that, the experiences or the way that we die in solo cash cups, it's like one little mistake and the game's over. It's just the nature of the game mode, and I really want you guys to understand that this can be fixed in terms of your viewpoint. You don't want to have a negative viewpoint of solo cash cups before going in. The game's already lost if you do that. Honestly, it's become really difficult to perform well when you've already given up before you started. Right? You can't have this negative viewpoint. You need to change this. This is how we do it, right? I'm not just going to tell you the problem. I'm going to give you the solution as well. So let's look at like random article on the internet, right? We talked about, why it's important to be happy, important to be excited, important to think of it in a positive light just because you perform better. This has been seen across different cases. And while I'm not going to show you like an academic study with like super, case trials and everything, this is just a simple article to show you the effect of what can possibly happen. So let's just take a look, right? This is a very simple story of an athlete, a runner. Her name is Casey, and she absolutely is positive all the time. So I'll move my camera just so you can see it. She's positive all the time, right? Casey Leaktag is one of those people, the people who can still smile when everyone else is grimacing, when everyone else is tilted, and, who has the presence of mind to thank course volunteers while climbing steep grades, whose happy countenance and petite stature belie her fearsome competitor eye. This is like a pretty long article, but in general, she's just talking about the fact that she's so positive all the time, almost to the point where it's like kind of cringe, right? But it's not, you don't have to take it that far, right? It's not my point towards it. I just want you to have a positive outlook towards the solo cash cup, and you can absolutely make this happen. You don't have to sort of think that you can't make this happen just because it's like, oh, I'm not that type of person. It's not about, your personality type. It's just changing your outlook, changing your beliefs on how well you can do, and being a little bit more excited about the solo cash cup and not having that bias because of past performances of solo cash cup. Like, you need to go in with a clear mind, and you need to go in with a very good positive outlook and excitement to it almost, right? And we can talk about, your inner voice. That's really what this article, like the main benefit of this article is your inner voice, right? What is your inner voice? It's you talking to yourself. That's really what it is. And, just reading the gist of this is what Casey does. She talks to herself while she's running. A lot of temptations come to your mind when you run, right? I want to stop. I can give up here. I can stop here, right? I don't want to run anymore. All these thoughts come racing. This is very natural. This is what the default is. However, we want to change this. What's the default for solo cash cups? My tournament's over. I want to quit. I'm not going to play this anymore. I've died 3 times off spawn. I'm done. It's over. Like, there's no chance anymore. Like, these voices come into your head, but you absolutely, by yourself, with no one else's help, need to get used to the fact that you can change this outlook. You don't have to think this way, because if you do think this way, you've given up before you started. You will not play well because your subconscious is completely ruined, and you need to change this, right? It's very important to actually change this because there's been studies. Let's look at a different article, right? The verdict is that positive emotions require more concentration to maintain, so there is effort required, but ultimately perform better. They produce better performance, right? And it's very important to realize this, because you might be griefing yourself in terms of the solo cash cup because you're going in with a negative outlook. So actually take 30 to 60 seconds before you queue up to a match and clear your mind. Right? Your mind is your biggest asset, because if you don't do well in terms of your mind clearing, in terms of really taking a positive outlook, the tournament's over. Like, good luck, right? And obviously some pros can have a negative outlook and still do well, but that's just because they're so good, right? That it doesn't necessarily matter. But for us, we need every little edge that we can get, and I would happily, do every little detail that we can do, and really make sure that this positive outlook is one extra, 5% or 10% improvement that we can add on top of it. So go into the tournament with a proper mindset, go in with a proper outlook, a positive outlook, and I really hope you guys do well in the next solo cash cup. Make sure you take some time before the solo cash cup, maybe like 5 minutes before, and really clear your mind and take your time to prep mentally do well in the solo cash cup. Best of luck, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.